Welcome to Spartan Sports Network for today's Girls Lacrosse Section 3 contest here at Spartan Stadium as the East Syracuse Manoa Spartans welcome the Chittenango Bears alongside Trevor McDonald. I am Tanner Jace. Trevor, how are we doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Honestly, I've been looking forward to this game. My entire family grew up in Chittenango for a long time, so this is kind of like a home sort of feeling to me. I'm also pretty excited because we have technically two people on separate teams who have scored 100 points. For ESM, that is Liliana Di Natale, and for Chittenango, it's Anna Lazaro. Both of them have scored 100 points in their careers currently.
Well, speaking of which, Di Natale did it earlier this season. As we head to the draw circle, the visiting Bears, they come in 1-3 on the year. They're currently 1-1 in league play. Different story for the Spartans. They've started the year off 3-2, coming off a loss to Oswego in the last one. And as we get set at the circle, that's Firstler at the circle for the Bears, and it is picked up by Lazaro as the Bears head in transition. At the draw circle for the Spartans, that was Kimberly Cobb, and that's an easy first goal right off the bat as Firstler finds the back of the net and gets it by Dutton, and it's 1-0 Bears.
Honestly, just good execution all around. They had that sort of good passing and just did a little quick under hit. Under hit would be a good word for that.
Sidearm.
Sidearm.
Yes.
You're right. The good sidearm there that messes up Dutton. Overall, for a 1-3 Chittenango team, this is a great start right now.
Chittenango goal by number 3, Reese Firstler, unassisted.
That's Firstler's 13th goal of the year, and that opens up the scoring. That draw, we're going to get a violation on the draw by the Spartans, and Chittenango immediately heads the other way as that's Lazaro with it currently on the far side. That one's found behind cage. That's Firstler this time around, being defended by Gillette. That's Burns with it. Inside feed. That ball's going to hit the turf, and it'll be picked up by the Spartans. And the Spartans will look to clear for the first time today as multiple Chittenango defenders are currently breathing down the neck of Liliana Di Natale. We mentioned it earlier, Di Natale recently hitting the 100-point career mark, but she comes into the game with 26 goals on the year and 11 assists, and she's averaging 5.2 goals per game.
Which is an incredible stat line, especially she is one of those people who is a playmaker for this team. She is one of the reasons why they succeeded a lot of times during the season so far. Ooh.
And it's going to be a caused turnover. At least the ball's on the turf momentarily. That's picked up by the Spartans, and a whistle will be blown. That is Mackenzie Sage on the ground ball. Well, we're in for a good one offensively.
100%.
Chittenango's already gone on the board, but we're looking at goalies that do allow a high goal rate. Dutton's allowed 9.6 goals per game this year, and through 4 games, Savannah Hornings only has allowed 13.5, which, playing a few less games, it does come a little high. And well, speaking of which, the back of the net is found for the Spartans, and we're knotted up at 1 apiece.
I was about to say you might have to add 1 to her goals allowed per game with that one. That is just overall just a great execution by Di Natale on that play.
At least we think. I mean, there was you had multiple Chittenango defenders blocking, so from at least up here, in my perspective, I'm still unsure who has
goal
it.
by number 3, Liliana
And
Di
speaking
Natale,
of which, just been confirmed, Di
unassisted.
Natale's 27th goal of the year knots us up at 1 apiece at the 9:52 mark here in the first quarter. Cobb and Firstler back to the draw circle. And that one's won by the Spartans. Cobb gets her 18th draw control win of the year. That's currently Thomas with it on the near side corner, dumping it off to Aldrich.
Some good passing currently.
That's Cobb with it on the far side. It's fine. Ball finds its way behind GLE. Back to, actually, that is over to Hampel. Hampel with it, middle of the field, loses the stick, and the trail check is a clean one. And the Bears head the other way in the clear with crisp passing as Di Natale is in pursuit. Over to Firstler. Actually, that's not Firstler, but the bouncer gets by Dutton, and it's good. That was Buck with it, as Peyton Buck finds the back of the net for the first time tonight in her third goal of the year.
Definitely Hampel is going to be thinking about that play for a minute. It's one of those things where sometimes in lacrosse games a turnover isn't as big as you think, but right now you can obviously tell that turnover was extremely costly. They had a bunch of good passing plays in the end zone for ESM, and just like that, gets thrown out the window.
You want to talk about it, one of the most important things in lacrosse is to clear the ball. All right, you got to be able to start. You got to be able to get past the midfield line to initiate offense, and Chittenango so far tonight in the clear has done a great job of that. And it's another draw control win. This time it is Lindsey Davis at the circle. That's Cobb with it over on the far side. Reverses it over to Di Natale. We'll find Sage in between the hashes. 2-1 Bears with 8:28 to go here in the first quarter. Inside feed for Di Natale, and that one's going to be saved by Horning. It's the first save of the day for Horning.
Overall, just good play by Horning there. Currently looking around, seeing who she can go to currently.
Horning still looking to clear. 55 on the shot clock. Gets that pass up, and there goes the Chittenango clear. Lazaro initiating that one. That finds Rohr. Shot's good. That one finds the top of the corner. Solana Rohr finds the back of the net for her 6th goal of the year.
This is just not a great start, perfectly honest, for ESM. A lot of times, it's mainly just executing at the highest level that you can. It's as simple as that. I mean, gotta hand it to Chittenango. Their record is 1-3, but they're not treating themselves like a 1-3 team. They're treating themselves as a team that is top of the level.
Back to the draw circle we go with a 3-1 advantage for the Bears. And that one is tossed up in the air. That ball is recovered. Davis once again at the circle. That ground ball is picked up by Brazel.
Chittenango setting us some good passing currently.
Not forcing the issue at the moment. That's Lazaro with it, middle of the field. Over to Rohr. Finds its way back to GLE with Firstler. Picked up marked by Davis. Firstler gets in. Firstler hits the corner. Firstler's 2nd goal of the day. Puts Chittenango up 4-1, and it's a 3-0 run for the Bears.
Honestly, just good execution by Chittenango currently. If there's one person we should definitely bring up right now, we should definitely bring up Gracie Brazel. She's been at the face-off this entire point, probably for the first 6 minutes, and she is one of the big reasons why they've been able to get the ball and in sort of such a quick pace. Because one of the things I've seen commentating ESM's game, ESM girls lacrosse is definitely they like to play fast. They try to play down, try and get an early lead so then they don't have to worry about it later on.
This is Van Apps at the draw circle for the, actually, correction, that is Cobb once again at the draw circle, and we're going to get a whistle and a violation. And it's going to be a whistle again, and it'll be a draw violation on the Bears. And this one heads the way of ESM. Laxton over to DiNatale. Spartans looking to answer back after tying the game up. And then it's been 3 unanswered by the Bears. DiNatale with 1 goal on the day already, being picked up by Rohr. DiNatale dodges inside, falls to the ground, and will get back up. And we will get our first DiNatale inside, whistle will blow again. And DiNatale once again head back to the hashes.
Chittenango's definitely playing very aggressive right now on defense.
DiNatale this time gets a spot in the middle, so it'll be 1-on-1. DiNatale knocked. Horning knocks it again. 2 straight saves for Horning, where it went in. DiNatale puts it by Horning for the second of the day.
I definitely want to see a replay of that. It kind of looked like from up here that DiNatale hit it and Horning caught it but lost control of the ball.
And DiNatale
hit it back in.
And put it back in on the rebound.
ESM goal by
That's a
number
great
3,
point, 'cause
Juliana DiNatale, unassisted.
Originally, I didn't see it.
I couldn't even tell where it was, if I'm going to be honest.
And it looked like, yeah.
I saw ESM celebrating, and then
back to the draw circle we go. And that one's tossed over. Whistle blow, and we'll get a restart. That one's tossed up in the air. Next closest was Rohr once again. And that one's going to head in transition. Buck can't hold on to it. Rohr over to Buck. That finds Firstler at GLE.
ball pops out. Picked up by Rohr.
That one over to Burns, and it's off the stick. Pursuit by Gillette, and Chittenango stays with it. 44 seconds on the shot clock. That's Buck with it on the far side. Inside feed for Rohr. That one's deflected by an ESM defender, and Dutton will corral that one and initiate the clear for the Spartans. Gets it up to Thomas. Thomas, middle of the field. That time it finds Hample. Correction, Quinn James. James tries to dump it off to Hample on the near side.
Starting off some good passing currently.
James, middle. Ball on the turf, no whistle blown. That one's picked up at GLE by Van Apps. The dodge from X. Aldrich gets two Chittenango defenders hung up. Feed in the middle of the field. DiNatale with the spin dodge. DiNatale puts it in the bottom corner for her third goal of the game.
Playmakers make plays. It's as simple as that.
And with 3:36 to go here in the first, the Spartans cut the deficit to 1.
Honestly, that great pass from Jordis to Di Natale, a really good spin move, and just is able to
Lady
get
Spartan
over
goal
there.
by number 3, Liliana Di Natale, unassisted.
Talk about you understanding the defense, a great use of the spin dodge there, knowing that your defender's leverage is on the other side of you, and it's just a one-on-one shot with Horning. And once tossed in ESM territory, Thomas trying to get the ground ball, whistle blown, and it's going to go away the Spartans.
Oh.
Cobb with it currently. And
Definitely facing an aggressive defense. Oh.
And it's going to be and the whistles keep blowing. Looks like Cobb was hit in the head as Roar heads to the bench. So Cobb will initiate off the restart from the 25-yard line. Feed inside. That finds Laxton. Laxton with some space on the far side. Takes 2 Chittenango defenders on. Gets the slide. Over to Di Natale. Cobb. Inside feed. Aldrich, top corner! Aldrich ties us at 1. It's Jordis Aldrich's 19th goal of the year puts us at 4-4.
Overall, just amazing play. You can definitely tell they're taking advantage of Chittenango's defense currently. They're definitely playing a sort of, it would be aggressive, but it is man coverage, and Jordis was just easily able to hit it in. And just like that, we were just talking about a couple minutes ago, oh, what is ESM going to do? ESM's already done what they've done best, and that is score quickly and efficiently.
And Thomas gets the draw control from Davis. Thomas has the lane. Thomas causes the slide. Would have had Hampel on the near side alley, corner of the alley. Aldrich crosses GLE. Inside feed for Cobb! Spartans take the lead.
Quick and efficiently.
Rhiannon Cobb's third goal of the year puts the Spartans out at front. And it's 4 straight unanswered goals for the Spartans.
4 straight unanswered. This is exactly what ESM likes in this moment. They want to have their opportunity to just go down there and score and score and score and not let Chittenango try and come back. At the face-off.
That draw is thrown into ESM territory. Thomas there trying to pick the ground ball up as we've now got a scrub with multiple players in for the ground ball off the draw. Whistle blown. It's going to be a violation on the Spartans. With Roar on the far side. That's currently Roar with it over on the far side. 55 seconds left on the shot clock. About a minute 18 to go here in the first quarter. Roar's already got one in this contest. Sub comes back onto the field. That's Roar.
1 minute remaining.
Firstler defended well. Cobb cuts off the angle, and Dutton will initiate the clear.
Defense take, definitely. Ooh.
And Dutton throws an errant one to Cobb. Cobb can't hold on to it. Pass just a little high. And with 37 seconds to go, Chittenango's got an opportunity to put the ball back in the net and tie this one heading to the second quarter. That's Brazel with it.
Ball goes out for a second.
Brazel, middle of the field. Brazel with some space. Brazel trying to shoot, cannot. Di Natale will cause the turnover. Whistle blown, and that will probably just about do it here as Di Natale is looking to clear. And Di Natale will. 2 seconds left here in the quarter. The pass upfield to Aldridge, and that's going to do it. So it's 4 straight unanswered goals to close out the first quarter here at Spartan Stadium, with the Spartans leading the Bears with a total of 5-4. One quarter in the books here at Spartan Stadium. Spartans currently leading the Bears 5-4. It was 3 goals from Di Natale, 1 from Aldridge, and 1 from Cobb to get us to where we are at for the Spartans.
Honestly, this has gone pretty well for ESM currently. In the beginning, there was a little doubt, mainly because Chittenango came out fast, but they haven't been able to continue that great beginning.
That's Cobb back at the draw circle with Brazel, and it's going to be Roar heading the other way. That finds Firstler behind GLE. Feed inside. That one's caught by Lazaro. Lazaro! And it's going to be saved by Dutton. Dutton's first save of the night. Spartan's trying to clear. That's Ballman with it currently. That one intended for Sage, and it's going to be off the stick and out of bounds. This will head way of Chittenango. Puck Buck with it. Intended pass was for Burns, and that one kept in play. Lazaro keeps that one in play, and an opportunity here for Chittenango.
Definitely saved the drive for the moment.
Inside feed over to Firstler near the crease. And Firstler will just back it out behind GLE. Rower over to Buck. Buck inside dodge. Whistle blown, and we're going to get a shot. We're going to get a shot violation on the Spartans. So it'll be a free position shot. The first of the night for the Bears. That shot just a little high from Buck.
Overshoots the goal there.
And a great turnover by James, trying to get it up to Cobb.
Confusion with the ball currently.
Laxton picks up the ground ball. And Lazaro with a great check, but Laxton picks it back up. Over to Thomas. Thomas over to Ballman. And it's a clear for the Spartans. Up top over to Cobb. Inside feed. Aldrich shot saved by Horning. The quick wrist of Aldrich wasn't enough to get it by Horning. And we're still at 5-4. Horning at feed to Roar. Up top to Buck. Buck with some numbers. Feed. Firstler shot is way off the mark. Because nobody was there backing up the shot for Chittenango, possession goes to the Spartans. Cobb trying to find Sage and does. Sage finds middle of the field. That's James. James pushing it. James gets into the middle, loses it off the trail check by Roar. And that heads the other way.
Open space for Roar. Roar.
With numbers. Dump off pass. Over to Lazaro. Lazaro finds the back of the net. It's been a minute since the Chittenango Bears have found the back of the net. It stops the roundup by the Spartans, and we're tied up at 5 on the Lazaro goal.
You have the quick little flick from Roar to Lazaro. Throws off the defense slightly, and slightly sometimes it's used as a sort of, not bad word, but not really great. In this case, it was really important to get that goal.
Well, Anna Lazaro's 20th goal of the year knots us up at 5 apiece with 8:09 to go here in the second. That's Cobb back at the draw. Actually, that's Davis at the draw circle for the Spartans this time. Roar will pick this one up. Feed up field, Lazaro. Lazaro gets past the 30. Split dodge inside, tripped up, and then it's going to be a free possession shot for the Bears.
Like we mentioned earlier, Lazaro has scored 100 scores in total in her, honestly, 2 years at Chittenango. They said she was a sophomore, which is honestly pretty crazy to really think about.
Lazaro inside. Her shot. The bouncer gets by Dutton. Chittenango pulls back out in front on Lazaro's second straight goal.
Great play by Lazaro. Great bounce pass. Just a lot of that play was great. And this is definitely a game that is going to be extremely tight throughout the entire time. Right.
I mean, we mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. These goalies like to give up a lot of goals per game, and so far, we've had multiple lead changes here in the first half. We've had 11 goals scored here in the first half.
Honestly,
If you're looking for an offensive-powered game, this is the one right here.
if you're a fan of defensive games,
I'm really sorry.
yeah.
But this could be the type of game that it's going to be a one-stop game. Whoever gets the biggest stop of the game probably ends up winning this one. So it's Lazaro on the far side. Heads towards GLE, marked by Laxton. Over to Firstler at X, picked up by Bauman.
Facing some pressure.
Firstler. Picked up. Bauman doing a great job of keeping Firstler out of the alley. That one's up to Brazel. Takes the pick from Rohr. Brazel switched on to Davis. Brazel gets in the middle of the field. That ball's knocked out of the stick on the check, but it's going to be a whistle. This will stay with the Bears. Inside Fee, that one intended for Buck from Brazel is going to be deflected. And Firstler picks up the ground ball on the near side. 26 seconds left on the shot clock. Fee, that one's picked off. The inside pick. That one by DiNatale. 3 goals tonight, but even a bigger play on defense.
Great turnover by DiNatale right there.
And the one-handed catch in transition. Liliana DiNatale looking to push with some numbers.
Chittenango's defense playing very, very lenient right now.
Laxton from the pick. Spin dodge. Laxton will have to back it out. Dumps it over the Cobb on the near side. That one gets to X. Hampel. Marked by Irving. Hampel pivots.
Lost the ball. Grabs it again, though.
Finds DiNatale on the far side near the hashes. Over to James. James picked up by multiple Chittenango defenders. The whistle will be blown, and it will stay with the Spartans. So a free possession shot here for Quinn James. That shot's off the pipe.
It's recovered by ESM.
I mean, James went with the bouncer. It was a few inches away from finding the back of the net. So it's going to be DiNatale at the top. Finds Cobb. Reverses it back to DiNatale. Over to Aldrich. Aldrich takes the screen from DiNatale. DiNatale looks to go in the middle. And whistle blown once again.
For these first 2 quarters, you can definitely tell that Chittenango is definitely playing very aggressive currently. They had the issue earlier on with Cobb with the hit to the head. Now you can see that they're trying to take out ESM currently, both in the game and outside of it.
Aldrich, top. Aldrich shot off the foot of Horning, and it's another save. The 4th of the day for Horning, and Chittenango will look to steal a possession here. A feed up to Irving. Irving looks to clear and does, being chased by James. Riley Irving tried to dump it off. We're going to get whistles blown. And we're going to get a timeout on the field with 3:13 to go here in the second quarter. As we head to the break, Chittenango leads ESM with a score of 6-5.
Ladies and gentlemen, our concession stand is open this evening, as both snacks and hot food is located at the south end of our stadium. Again, the concession stand is open.
out of the Chittenango timeout. They lead by 1 here at Spartan Stadium as they look to head into the half with the lead. Inside feed, Lazaro. That one's wide behind the cage, off the stick of Adams. Brazel. Dodges on Laxton. Gets in the middle of the field. That is good. Gracie Brazel finds the back of the net. And it's now 7-5 Bears.
Just overall a great physical goal there. Brazel definitely went in there. She was facing a ton of pressure from ESM's defense. Definitely you could see them pushing on her, and right there she's able to get it in. Makes it kind of look easy.
And it's now 7-5 Chittenango, so 2 unanswered after the 4 unanswered from the Spartans earlier in the half. 2:38 to go here in the first half. Chittenango looking to get back on track with a win here today.
ESM definitely needs to score at this point. Needs to go down the field, get some momentum back on offense.
And off this draw, Brazel picks up the ground ball. Deflected, though, by Davis. And Brazel will have to pick it up in Chittenango territory. Feed up to Lazaro. Works his way around the world. Buck will get it back in the middle of the field. It's reversed all the way to the far side with Lazaro. Marked by Laxton.
Some good passing currently.
Buck, middle of the field. Loses it off the cradle. Ball still on the turf. Laxton trying to force the turnover. Lazaro picks this one up. Reverses it back to Buck. Over to Brazel. Inside feed for Roar. And that shot's wide. And it's going to go out of bounds, but Firstler is there for the backup. 24 seconds to go for the Bears. Firstler picked up by Laxton. Firstler trying to get in the middle of the field. It's going to be called a clean play.
Ball is lost. ESM has it.
That's Gillette clearing. And Gillette will settle it down and just dump it off into the offensive zone for the Spartans. That's Hampel with it on the far side.
1 minute remaining.
Under a minute to go here in the first half. After Spartans led by 1, they now trail by 2. Dina Talley backs up. Already has 3 goals on the day. Reverses it for Hampel. Or correction, Sage. Inside feed for Dina Talley is off. And Chittenango picks up the ground ball but loses it momentarily.
Ball is up.
It's picked up by Lazaro.
Facing some pressure.
Lazaro gets past midfield.
25 seconds left.
Over. Firstler tries to go with the sidearm through the 5-hole. And it is not enough. 12 seconds to go here in the half. Feed inside, intended for Firstler's off the ground. And that will stay in play by Roar. Roar with 3 to go. 1. It won't be enough. So after 1 half of play, Chittenango will take a 2-goal lead into the break. We'll be back with you with halftime here on Spartan Sports Network.
And we are back currently. Tally just gets the ball, looking around, trying to figure out what she's planning on doing. Ball is overthrown. It's able to get picked up. Gives it to number 11, Hampel. Hampel looking around, going in. And the ball, there's a little squabble for the ball currently. Give it back to Horning. Horning looks around. Still looking, gives it to Lazaro. Lazaro just passes midfield. Keeps going, goes to the 35, to the 30.
And Lazaro will settle down the Chittenango offense.
Great turnover right there.
And Laxton starts heading the other way. Spartans looking to break a break of just no goals. Hampel with it middle of the field will bounce out. They opened up the second quarter in their run of four unanswered goals. And since then, it's been all Chittenango. DiNatale leads the Spartans, actually leads all goal scorers with 3 goals. Lazaro leads the way for Chittenango with 2 goals. Aldrich trying to get around, getting topside, and that ball goes out of bounds.
The big thing with ESM currently is execution. It's not like they have not been down the field to the goal of Chittenango.
It's just getting it past Horning at this point, who's been red hot over the last few minutes of play. Aldrich with it on the near side. Dodges middle of the field. Aldrich shots off the mark. Stays in play. Shot clock down to 25.
Ball gets knocked out, picked right back up.
But a whistle blown. We talked about it earlier. These goalies statistically give up a lot of goals per game. We said it was going to be an offensive affair, and we mentioned that this game might just come down to the one defensive stop. Well, if you look at it right now, Horning's got 5 saves to Dutton's 1. And right now, Horning is making the plays that are needed, but as Lola Laxton on the free possession shot just went to the bottom corner, and it cuts the deficit to 1.
And just like that, better make sure any 13-year-old doesn't look at the score right now. But honestly, just overall great play by Laxton. Breaks Horning's streak of saves, and that's exactly what ESM needs right now, because as Tanner, as you perfectly said, this is going to be a game of one defensive play that changes everything.
Laxton's 8th goal of the year cuts the deficit to 1. 9:05 here to go in the third quarter. Cobb back at the draw circle. That one's picked up by Brazel. Brazel will start heading the other way. And it will allow the offensive personnel to get on the field for the Bears. This one finds itself at GLE. That's Lazaro with it on the near side.
Currently looking around, quarterbacking currently.
Inside feed, that one's off a stick. Gets close to the 30-yard line. Stays on it on the other side, though, and Brazel picks it up. Firstler throws that one back towards GLE. Over to Rohr. Rohr's pass is high. Hampel tries to pick the ground ball up, and it stays with Chittenango. And we're going to get an offsides call on Chittenango. Too many people across the 30-yard line. So Thomas initiating the clear. Gets it up past midfield. Inside feed for DiNatale. Defended by Rohr. Over to James. James gets middle of the field. James gets denied by Horning.
Horning almost gets their next save of the game. The Hampel has the ball back.
But off the rebound, the Spartans get new life and a reset of a 9-8. That's Sage with it currently, middle of the field. Reverses it over to DiNatale. DiNatale on the dodge. Cuts it back in. Inside feed for Sage and Horning once again. The stick is like a magnet currently for Horning, as it's her 7th save of the day. And Horning doing a great job on the clear. Finds Roar running in transition. It's the numbers game for the Bears. Roar, feed. Oh, the sidewinder by Firstler is wide.
Almost had a really great play that throws ESM off. One of the biggest things is Horning is definitely carrying the defensive side of Chittenango currently. As you said, she has 7 saves and has been one of the biggest reasons why ESM has kind of stopped scoring for a majority of this third quarter.
Firstler dodging. Firstler trying to get some space. Thomas picks up on the slide. Roar, middle of the field, has some space, tries to get a step-down look. Dumps it off to Lazaro on the near side. Double team, inside feed for Roar, and the ground ball is going to be, well, whistles are going to be blown. Lazaro was tripped, but it's going to go way of the Spartans. Talk about almost a very beautiful, I mean, you talked about it, Trevor. A beautiful sequence potentially there. Horning just finding Roar on the clear in the numbers game for Chittenango. Gave a great look. Aldrich. Oh, no angle! No angle by Jordis Aldrich, and we're tied at 7.
Shreds the coverage. Hits the edge of the goal. I need to see a replay of that. Currently, she gets the ball, does a little spin move, automatically beats her defender, and just flicks it in.
Absolute filth by Jordis Aldrich.
And just like that, we're tied up. Momentum might be shifting to ESM's favor. Chittenango had their chance to score just a minute ago with that huge play, and without scoring there, they just let an undoubtedly play of the game from Jordis Aldrich.
I'm at a loss for words, Trevor. Sometimes in lacrosse, one of the best schools you could possibly have, you can narrow it down one of 2 ways. BTB, you could just have a lefty on the lefty shot is a great one, but the no angle one is almost one of the hardest. And Chittenango responds. Lazaro gets a hat trick, and then Chittenango heads back out in front.
Again, we said it. If you went here and are watching this for a defensive game, I'm sorry, you are not going to be getting this. Overall, just great pass. Just a good shot from Lazaro. Definitely had an amazing grasp of where to put the ball.
Just to go back to the Aldrich goal. That's hard.
That is difficult.
I've seen professionals try to work on the craft of that shot. She was running away from the goal. All of her momentum was going towards the end zone. It just found the tiniest of openings. If I could send that to SportsCenter Top 10, the inbox for SportsCenter Top 10, I would, but I don't know how to do that.
We can figure it out.
Yeah, we can. We'll send Todd to do it. And DiNatale off the draw circle controls possession for the Spartans. Chittenango and ESM trading off goals here in the third quarter. Last 5 to go. James with it over to Aldrich. Laxton. Pivots. Gets middle of the field finally. Lola Laxton off the foot of Horning. Quinn off the rebound.
Oh.
Whistle blown.
Gets hit there. Gives her a chance to score.
It will be a free possession shot for Quinn James from the hash. Starting at the 10-yard line. Opportunity to tie this one back up for the Spartans. James. The
Oh.
bouncer's just a little too high. Spartans with the numbers, though. .39 on the shot clock. 3:50 to go here in the third. Cobb with it on the far side at GLE. Feed over to Aldrich. Aldrich using the alley. Forced out. Inside feed. Laxton. Not a shot. Tries to go with the question mark. Horning will find the ball in the stick. And it's a fresh 90 for Chittenango and an opportunity to clear and translate it into offense, leading by 1.
Even though that a bunch of points have been scored, Horning has honestly had a standout day overall as
Horning once again with the beautiful find in transition. Roar, middle of the field, roar! Off the mark. I would just like Horning, Susanna Horning's had a great day in cage. But what's even better is the passes in transition to get these looks for Chittenango. As Firstler's forced back towards behind GLE. Ball on the ground. Whistle. Referees blow the whistle. And back will skip it over to Brazel. Brazel marked by Laxton.
facing some
Brazel
pressure.
gets by Laxton. Brazel loses the ball. It's a check by the
Ball
Spartans.
goes in the air.
James trying to get it. ESM finally does. It's Laxton picking it up in a whistle off in a violation by the Bears.
Great.
Dutton launches it, intended for Ballman and James. DiNatale will end up picking up the ground ball. Spartans trailing by 1 with 1:40 to go here in the third. DiNatale with already 3 goals on the day.
Rushes
DiNatale,
in.
top
And it
corner!
goes in!
DiNatale goes top shelf for her 4th goal of the day. It's tied up at 8.
DiNatale with an amazing score there.
Liliana DiNatale, unassisted.
Mid-run. Comes in, facing pressure. Speeds into it. Sort of trips, but is able to get it right past Horning. This game is not over. It is nowhere close to being over. 8-8.
Davis heads to the draw circle for the Spartans, going up against Roar. Persephone Roar, to be exact. Tossed up in the air. Davis trying to make a play, ends up falling to the deck, but DiNatale picks it up, and it's a draw control win for the Spartans. DiNatale looking to put the Spartans back out.
Ball is lost. DiNatale picks it back up. Some good passing overall from ESM's offense. Definitely have started to make this Chittenango defense a bit uncomfortable.
Sage off the dodge, dumps it off to James. James, multiple Chittenango defenders, falls to the turf. It's clean. DiNatale with it, with Horning out of cage. DiNatale puts the Spartans back out in front. It's her 5th goal of the day and her 2nd straight goal here in the period. It's 9-8 Spartans with 54.5 seconds to go.
Tanner, I want to ask, how many points does Liliana DiNatale score often in these games?
We're talking about 5.2 goals per game. She's already hit that mark.
She's already hit her mark, and that is definitely one of the things. When Liliana DiNatale succeeds, ESM Lacrosse succeeds. And that is not a prediction. That is a statistic. And who knows, maybe even it's a spoiler.
The Slippery Rock commit has found the back of the net 5 times and is currently leading all goal scorers so far today. It's her 31st goal of the year. Tossed up in the air. Davis going at, Cobb going at it with Brazel. Ground ball picked up by the Spartans. Feed over to Aldrich on the inside. Shot. Saved by Horning. Horning initiates the clear. Roar. Over to Lazardo. Lazaro loses it. Picked up. 24 on the play clock. Or on the game clock. Ground ball brings it out near the 30. Picked up by Brazel. 16 on the game clock. Brazel. Middle of the field. Brazel. The bouncer's no good. Picked up by James. And that will do it. So after 3 quarters of play, the Spartans heading in the 4th with the lead. We'll be back with you with 4th quarter action here on Spartan Sports Network. Three quarters in the books. One more to go. 9-8 lead for the Spartans. As we've had an offensive slug out so far through 3 quarters here. You can't make it up. We've seen great goals all night. We've seen consistent offensive play. This game's going to come down to one stop defensively because that's usually how it goes in lacrosse in these offensive slugouts. Somebody's going to have to step up, and who do you think it's going to be?
Honestly, one of the things that I'm sort of expecting, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Chittenango score. We keep this going for a little bit, and you'll see someone like Liliana DiNatale or Jordis Aldrich come in with a last-second goal. It's not like we're going to have 3 seconds in here with a miracle at ESM, but I feel like this is definitely going to have to go to the playmakers for either team if they want to win.
Brazel off the draw win. That finds Roar, middle of the field. Lazaro. Roar, near side, near the goal line to Firstler. Skip pass, finds Brazel in the middle of the hashes. 50 seconds on the shot clock for the Bears. Lazaro, middle of the field.
Facing some pressure.
Lazaro's feet inside. Ball loose on the ground.
Ball is with ESM.
And there might be the defensive stop that was needed for the Spartans.
Deep
Great
ball.
job. Great job defensively by the Spartans. Di Natale picks it up in transition up to Cobb. Cobb over to Van Epps. Sage misplays the pass over to Aldrich on the far side. Cobb, near side, near the goal line.
We're seeing some good passing currently.
Over to Sage. A very patient ESM offense. Hampel, middle of the field. We'll run that one back out. Dumps it off to Sage. Over to Aldrich. Aldrich got top side momentarily. Dumps it back. Doesn't rush it. Throws it near X. Far side. Aldrich has been running everywhere. That shot's wide. Did not get. It's not a save by Morning, nor did it hit the pole, so it's not a reset. 10
Now
on the
shot
shot
clock's
clock.
running out.
Inside feed.
Oh!
Aldrich only had Horning to beat, and Jordas Aldrich has the hat trick here, and it's 10-8 Spartans.
Just great overall play. You know the shot clock's about to run out. You clearly see in that play, just Jordas, obviously, like you said, Tanner, one-on-one with Horning. At that point, it's just up to Jordas, and she's able to get it in there.
It's a great, you want to, talk about being patient. You get 90 seconds on the shot clock. Aldridge's first shot's wide of the mark. You don't get the reset, so at 15, you're initiating your offense from GLE. And just a great find to find Aldridge inside by Hampel.
Ends up working out pretty well for ESM.
Thomas in on the ground ball. Whistle, violation on the Bears. So Davis looking to get past the 30, and does. That finds Van Epps. Hampel at X. Oh, great move by Hampel. Hampel finds the back of the net. Kaylee Hampel
ESM goal by
has her
number 11,
13th
Carrie
goal of the
Hampel,
year.
unassisted.
Rushes in, mixes up Horning, and just flings it in there.
Well, it's just a great dodge on the crease, to be
100%.
perfectly honest. And a great cradle move with the stick to get underneath the check attempt and to get one-on-one with Horning. It's now 11-8 Chittenango. And the Spartans entered this quarter up 1. It's now a 3-goal lead. It's been 5 unanswered goals for the Spartans.
Honestly, this is going out pretty well for ESM. But a part of me is definitely a little skeptical because we have seen deficits like this earlier on in the game, and Chittenango's gone down and score.
So roar off the draw circle, win.
Some passing starting for Chittenango's offense.
Finds its way to GLE. Sage currently marking the Chittenango offensive player. That finds Firstler at GLE. Firstler finds Rower on the near side. Lazaro. Dodge. Lazaro off the stick. It's deflected off a stick. Couldn't tell if it was off Dutton's stick or an ESM defender stick. But Chittenango there on the backup. Was feed inside. Saved by Dutton. Big save by the SUNY Poly commit. And it stays 11-8 Spartans. And Dutton just launches that one over the head of Ballman. Versler will take this from around the 20-yard line. New opportunity here for the Bears. Currently trailing by 3. Rower over to Brazel on the far side. Have yet to score this quarter. Down to 7 minutes. Brazel loses it. It's a check by Laxton. And the ground ball is recovered by the Spartans as they look to clear.
Oh.
And it's going to be a push in the back by Versler. Correction. Ballman gets it up to Cobb. Cobb with a beautiful play off the turf. Cobb pushing the tempo. Settles it down.
Sends it downfield.
Finds Van Epps at the goal line. DiNatale settles the Spartan offense down that currently leads by 3.
A big thing now, honestly, is just let this clock run. Keep some good passing going on. Shoot once the shot clock is low enough. Biggest thing is just don't let Chittenango take advantage of ESM's offense right now.
Laxton. And whistle definitely will be blown there. Contact was high to Laxton, and we'll get a free possession shot with 5:51 to go here in the 4th. Laxton gets a breather. We'll take the free possession shot here at the 10-yard line. Laxton. The bouncer.
With Horning, and just like that, this isn't a game of 3 points. This is a game of 4 points with under 6 minutes left on the clock.
An opportunity here for Chittenango to turn some momentum their way. Brazel heads to the draw circle for the Bears, going up against Davis, who's had a really good day at the circle. That one's tossed up. Brazel picks up the ground ball. Davis gets in there late. Roar's got to pick it up. And DiNatale just forces Roar back into Chittenango territory. So now the ride by the Spartans. Roar gets it up to her sister, Solana Roar. Roar, one-on-one. Falls to the turf,
down.
Ball on the ground. Turnover caused by the Spartan defense. And Thomas looking to clear. Up top to Ballman. Ballman, pressure provided by Buck, I should say.
Throws in just like that.
And it's ball's loose.
Gives it basically
Ballman
to
doing a
ESM.
great job of picking that up. Whistle blown. Timeout ESM. But Coach Aldrich takes a timely timeout to keep ESM with possession. And they will look to finish off the clear with 4:54 here to go in the 4th. 4:54 to go. Spartans lead the Bears 12-8. Spartans will look to clear. They'll initiate the restart here on the near side at the 50-yard line. Thomas with it. Coach Aldrich took a timely timeout to keep possession with the Spartans before Chittenango caused another turnover. Cobb. Picked off.
Huge turnover by Chittenango.
Way to find the ball is Anna Lizardo. Lizardo, top corner! Anna Lizardo has her 4th goal of the day. It cuts the unanswered run by the Spartans, and it's now 12-9 with 4:37 to go off the great play for Anna Lizardo.
Just completely blows by ESM's defenders, gets it in, and just like that, we knew Chittenango wasn't going to be out of this game just yet.
I mean, we talked about it with Aldrich's no-angle shot. Once again, not much room to get that one by Dutton. You got your momentum taking you the other way, and a great placement by Anna Lizardo. Chittenango heads back to the draw circle, trailing by 3, coming off a win in the last draw. That one's tossed in ESM territory. Thomas picks up the ground ball. It's a draw win for the Spartans. Lizardo providing some pressure on the ride. Thomas dumps it up to Davis. Davis finds DiNatale past the 50, and it's a successful clear for ESM.
And now this is a game of chewing clock. How much clock can ESM chew? And more importantly, how long can they keep this going before Chittenango is able to get the ball back? Ball is dropped for a moment.
Well, Chittenango showing a bit of a double team now. Trailing by 3 with under 4 to go. DiNatale with it on the near side. Van Epps on the near side, near the goal line. The ball works its way to GLE. Van Epps, pressure brought. Van Epps, 30 on the shot clock. Van Epps dodges inside. Great close off by the Chittenango defender. That one finds Hampel. Hampel dodging. Hampel one-on-one with Horning. The shot's high. Aldrich keeps it in play, though.
Aldrich with a really good grab there.
Aldrich dodge inside. Deflected. Chittenango's defense gets a much-needed stop. Well, there's at least 4 seconds on the shot clock. ESM will restart off the far sideline near the 25-yard line. And Spartans just launch it deep, take the shot clock violation, and it's 3:02 here in the 4th quarter. And now Chittenango will have to clear the distance of the field. Great play by the Spartans there to just throw it into the corner. Horning, pass a little too long, little too high and long, but it doesn't matter. Lizardo picks it up, running,
goes
tempo.
Down the field, keeps going.
Lizardo kind of had Firstler there. Lizardo from X. Oh, the feed for Brazell. This one's going to roll for a while.
Oh.
Chittenango can't get the ground ball. It's Sage who does for the Spartans. And a timeout taken by the Spartans. 2:23 here to go in the 4th. ESM leading Chittenango by 3. out of the Spartan timeout.
ESM has the ball, and quite frankly, for Chittenango, they need to get the ball back as soon as possible. Time is running out, and if ESM's easily able to chew some clock, this game might be over.
DiNatale clears. Roar will provide some pressure on the far side. 70 seconds on the shot clock. Spartans can bring the game clock under a minute.
And already under 2 minutes left on the clock.
Van Apps gets it. No need to rush if you're ESM leading by 3, but Chittenango is providing more double teams now to cause the turnover. DiNatale. Gets up to Aldrich. Cobb, feed. Sage, shots high. Aldrich, Laxton off at X. Laxton, shot's good. Lola Laxton's hat trick pretty much puts the icing on the cake for this one. It's now 13-9 Spartans with 1:09 to go here in the fourth.
Number 2, Lola Laxton, unassisted.
Definitely has been an offensive game. And one of the biggest things that you need to look at is sometimes you'll look at a statistic, sometimes you'll look at one like Horning had this many saves, Claire had this many less, but it doesn't matter if there is a change that is made, if there's a change in playing, and you can clearly tell on both sides that they've changed, and ESM is benefiting the most from it currently.
I mean, we talked about it. We were talking about a person or a group who would step up in this offensive atmosphere defensively and make the play. It was the entire group for the Spartan defense, causing Chittenango to not take shots, to close off angles to shots, or to force them into a shot that allows Dutton to get a clear view of the ball. And that's exactly what the Spartan defense did.
Under 50 seconds left.
DiNatale swings it over to Van Apps. Van Apps running across GLE. Over to Hampel. Sage. Chittenango's going to lay off. Chittenango lays off on the double team pressure, and with under 30 to go, that should just about do it. Well, the junior Liliana DiNatale led all goal scorers with 5 goals on the day, leads the Spartans to their 4th win of the year. For executive producer Todd Durantini, our fabulous crew, for Trevor McDonald, I am Tanner J. saying so long. Your final from Spartan Stadium, ESM 13, Chittenango 9. Enjoy the rest of the night, everybody.
ESM 13, Chittenango 9. Thank you for attending tonight's contest, and please be safe in your travels home.